Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete. Well, people buy from people, not businesses. They buy from people because we trust people. We don't trust businesses. That's why you, as a business owner, have to think differently. With the evolution of social media, I remember back 10 years ago when social media came on the scene. Had a client, we're trying to promote them. But it was very difficult because people don't buy from companies. They buy from people. And so you as a business owner have to put yourself out there. Look at Elon Musk. He's got a bunch of companies. Tim Cook. I mean, besides Apple, he's probably got other ventures that he's got going on, but you know of him after Steve Jobs. You look at Pete Kane. You look at Brendan Bouchard. He's got a bunch of companies. Joe Rogan, I'm sure he's got unbelievable bunch of companies. You look at Oprah Winfrey, she's got all kinds of companies. And it just works out that way. The Rock, he's got all kinds of companies. He's got a tequila company. He's got his move, but it's people. People buy from people. That's why we want you to be person, the person of influence. And to do that, you want to be a key person of influence. And for people to get to know you, like you, and trust you, you got to put yourself out there. That's why we always say, not always, but we say, come and be a guest on our podcast. Let us create a digital asset for you. Let us shine on your story, on you, and give you a taste of people buy from people. Because if you understand this going forward, you're going to be better positioned to grow your business because people buy from people. So be a guest on our podcast. Now, when we look at this, let me go back to this. Trust is built with people. And we got to look at the trust and the reputation that you have. Now, we have a community, and what we talk about is generating leads, creating cash flow, and building thriving communities. So, putting yourself out there. When you look at this magic formula, I want you to remember 7-11-4 because people have to get to know you, they have to consume and be able to get to know you through your digital content. So on a podcast, you're giving them that first part of getting to know you. You see the book next to the message? They're getting to know you through your book, through a magazine, through a workshop. You've got to put enough content in your profile to allow people to get to know you. And so if they spend 7 hours with you, which is Roger Dunbar, was famous for this, then you're giving people an opportunity to know, like, and trust you. Now, what's the 11 for? Okay, the 11 is buying signals. Why is this important? Because if people don't care about what you're doing, they're not going to give you a buying signal. A buying signal could be a comment, buying a book, attending a workshop, commenting on a podcast, attending a webinar, meeting you at a meetup meeting. All these things are ways for people to lean into you, lean in to know more, because it's on a need to know. Because if people aren't interested in you, you don't spam them. I'll go back to this one story. I've told it before. I introduce a person to another person at an event. And it was at the end of the event, so people were getting ready to leave and stuff. Well, this person didn't know her pitch. For 5 minutes, she was spamming through, and I was embarrassed. I'm introducing, and you're like throwing yourself at somebody who has no interest in you, no interest in your business. And you have to think of your ideal prospect. If you say, we generate leads, create cash flow, and build thriving communities, if after that they say nothing, you don't need to go into a big dissertation of who you are because they're not interested. A buying signal would be, tell me how you generate leads. Well, we podcast, publish, and build thriving communities. Now, if after that they don't say anything, you don't say anything more, you can ask them about them because evidently they're not interested in knowing more. But if they were, what do you mean by how do you do podcasting? Well, we invite our key strategic partners to be part of a magazine, and we invite them to tell their story because it's strength in numbers. And I leave it at that. What do you mean? What magazine? Then you can go on. These are buying signals that people are telling you. And the buying signals means they're interested. And if you're solving a problem they're interested in, they're going to keep giving you buying signals, raising their hand. Yes, I'm interested. Tell me more. But if they don't, then you don't have to keep after them, throwing stuff at them, because people's attention span is short. By TikTok, short form videos, just the different things that are going on in today's world, our attention span has gotten dramatically shorter. And you have to respect people and their attention span. So if you want to tell your story and you're 10 minutes into your story, you're going to jeopardize your relationship with them, because the next time they're going to avoid you because they don't want to sit there and listen to 10 minutes of you trying to sell them when they have no interest. We all are passionate about what we do. That's our passion, not a prospect's passion. So when you think about what the person is receiving, make it short. So work on your pitch. Work on your pitch, because we talk about in Key Person of Influence the 5 Ps. Not we, Daniel Priestley does, but I follow the same thing. It's pitch is number one. Get your pitch down and make it short, but make it to the point that it builds curiosity and solves a problem. Do you know how people struggle with generating leads when they start out their business? What we do is create leads, cash flow, and build thriving communities. Okay, that's it. So if then the person says, tell me more with a question, then I'll tell them more. If there's no interest, I don't need to tell them more. So work on your pitch, state your problem, and give your solution in a flow. 10 seconds is ideal, because when you're on an elevator or a casual meeting and somebody asks you a question, if you can't say it in 10 seconds, you may not be able to go from floor to floor. So it's short, so make it short. So work on your pitch, work on your pitch, work on your pitch. Because once you work on your pitch, then you work on your profile. When you work on your profile is podcasts, publishing, different things that make your profile vibrant enough and enough out there that people can consume. That's what the 7 is, 7 hours. 11 buying signals is buying a book, attending a workshop, going to a webinar, booking an assessment. All these things are buying signals. And when you do it on 4 different platforms, your messaging becomes better. Because the brain works, one, we buy from people. And when the brain sees you in different platforms, it doesn't know the difference between a digital world and the analog world. So the physical world that we've been dealing in, the local world, has changed. We're doing business globally. That's why building your profile, building it to the point when I meet you, let's say we have an interesting conversation. I ask you some questions. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to Google you, or I'm going to check you out. I'm going to check your name out. Maybe it's on TikTok. Maybe it's on Instagram. Maybe it's on Google. Maybe it's on YouTube. But it's going to be, I'm going to check you out. If you've piqued my interest, if you've just spammed me and told me all about you, and I know you're trying to sell me without being respectful of my time, I don't have time to listen to you spam me in a casual conversation. Be interested. Ask them questions. And then what everybody does when you ask questions of somebody, they're going to ask you back. And so if through your pitch, you can solve a problem and you have a solution to that problem, there's a chance they can raise their hand and continue the dialogue, continue the relationship journey. Because that's what we're on now. Social media has changed the landscape of everything. When you say word of mouth, you got to be intentional about your word of mouth. What are you doing by building your profile? That's word of mouth. So if I'm referring you to somebody, they're going to check you out because it's check and verify. But if I check and I see a lot and I'm consuming you and I'm getting to know you, because I got to get to know, like, and trust you if I'm going to do business with you, I'm getting to know these people. How many times have you listened to Elon Musk on YouTube? How about Tim Cook making a presentation? Brendan Bouchard's got more content out there than anybody on the universe. Millions of followers. Do you know all the companies that he represents? No, but you know him. Now, with Growth Day, which that's our sponsor, one of the key sponsors, Growth Day is, that's Connect. Excuse me, there's Growth Day. You can try it for 7 days. And so 7 days, you can have Brendan Bouchard, who's right here, search his name, who's going to be 20 plus years of working with the best of the best, the elite, the A-listers. He's worked with Oprah. He's worked with people that we would all cherish, but he's earned that through his journey of giving, of providing great content, and building his name brand. But when it comes to Growth Day, he's the founder of Growth Day. About 500,000 people as of this video. 60 countries. Numbers don't lie. It's because it's good. And you can try it. Go to pkane.me / growth day. Then send us an email at support@pkane.me, and we'll send you our course, my course, Mindset, Goals, and Habits, because it's a mindset. Mindset is so important that we are very conscious and intentional about taking a shower of personal development every day. We call it not we. They call it, I call it kind of too, the 5 to Thrive. Brendan's talking to you from anywhere from 10 to 15, sometimes 20 minutes, giving you his framework. So you have a person with 20 plus years, the best on the planet, speaking to you for 20 minutes to start your day. The fuel to have the most amazing day is possible by trying it for 7 days. So you go to pkane.me / growth day, try it for 7 days, do the 5 to Thrive, There is 5 very unique things that you're doing to put that fuel in your rocket for the day. There is another video that kind of aligns with what he's teaching that day. There is 2 questions asking you, and then there's a score where you score your day: clarity, energy, influence, productivity, mood, nutrition. These are the things that you have to be aware of. If you don't score yourself, you don't know how you're doing in these areas. But if you're scoring yourself on a regular basis, you're able to see trends in how you are performing. When you're performing and getting access to the best training on the planet from the top trainers that you can only dream of, but you can do it at a price that's so value driven. So if you want to continue after the 7 days, which if you do the 5 to Thrive, you're going to want to do that. You're investing $50 a month in you. And when you invest in yourself, that's the best investment you can ever make, period. Plus, you get goal set, mindset, goals, and habits. Everything is your mindset. Goals are just dreams with deadlines. You got to know where you're going, and habits are outcome. We help you with that. So, so here we go back to the 7-11-4. So the 7-11-4, consume 7 hours of somebody, you're getting to know them. 11 buying signals. So what it is, as Daniel Priestley, this is not mine. He was on a podcast and they said, well, how long does this journey usually take? And he said, well, we've done a lot of, can be a year, can be a week, but average is 5 months. So if you're constantly putting good content out there, building your profile, and you have hundreds of people that are getting to know, like, and trust you, and they're doing buying signals along the line, then you have a constant flow of leads. And that's what you want, because today it's getting crazy out there. So what we do to support our community, we do a live event once a month where we get our people together. We connect on a regular basis. Like today at 3, I'll be teaching in a meetup on this concept and the 5 Ps and connecting you to a global audience. So we have that. We have Podcast Academy. So if you're like, you know what? I like the idea of creating digital assets. I like the idea of inviting my key strategic partners to be part of the magazine. Then go to petekane.me/PA. My friend Mark Little and I have Podcasting Academy. Then you might say, well, you know what? I want to start small. Once a month. You can join us at KPI, Key Person of Influence Club, for $1. Use the word Podcast Pete. It's $97 a month, where I'm going to teach you once a month for an hour. And we're going to give you 3 to 5 tactics, strategies for you to grow to be a key person of influence. How to promote you. Because the magic is in you and anything is possible. The magic is in you and anything's possible. If you go to petekane.me/KPI Club, join us. Try us out for $1. That way you can see, are you getting great value? Because we want to give you great value. We want to give you unbelievable value, so you'll share it with your friends. So everything you do with us is driven with a concept of 10x value. We give you 10x what you provide, investment in yourself. We know you'll continue to tell people. And that's why we don't do traditional advertising. We advertise through our community, because we have a thriving community and we will help you write a book. Let me see if I can get this down so you can see. This is the 12 P's. My partner, Jeff Bourgeois, has a workbook. It's a do-it-yourself workbook. The 12 P's are plan, problem, what's your promise, purpose, picture, prioritize, ponder, possibilities, proclaim, package, publish, and promote. Those are the 5 P's to create your book. And if you're needing extra help, I actually have a call with Myra at 11:30. So she is a book coach. So if you want to invest more and you don't want to do it yourself, there's an option to do that. So, okay. All righty. So let me go back to, we're all about people. People buy from people. And when somebody meets you, they're going to Google you. They're going to check you out online. And if you have podcast content out there, they give them a chance to get to know you. And if you have your own book, which is important to have because that's another way people can get to know you. That's why we're all about publishing, podcasting, and building communities. So building your profile is so important. Book a podcast. Come on our podcast. Take a short assessment and then be in our community of podcasters, because we're going to introduce you to other podcasters who are influencers who know how to amplify you. And that way you're able to experience digital assets. So do become that, connect with us, because we're about introducing you to people in our community. So that way you're building people buy from people. People buy from people. Keep that in mind when you're out there. Just know that people buy from people. And we have an ambassador program. So once you've done our podcast, you can be part of our ambassador program to help promote, to help you earn as you learn, earn and grow. So we do coaching one-on-one. That one-on-one coaching, let me see if I have it here. I think I do. Yes, I do. I do. So if you would like, let me see here. PA. I know I had it. SS is for strategy session. Nope, it's not up here, but I will get to it right now. Here we go. Where's strategy session there? So if if you're out there struggling, you're stuck. Mel Robbins had a training on Growth Day, and she surveyed her community, which is very large. She's a trainer. She does a challenge. She's written a new book. But anyway, she said 89% responded that they're stuck. If that's you, if you're stuck and you're not growing, book a strategy session. We have options for you. One-on-one, that's for people that really want accelerated growth. We have our 12-week transformation where we build key strategic partners around you in a magazine, a collaborative magazine. And you can go to that at petekane.me/magazine. Give us a buying signal. Say, yes, I would like to build my team intentionally around the cover. I'll be on the cover. And then you build your team from podcast stories in the magazine along with others. So each person is handing out the magazine. So you're coming to a presentation, a key presentation with a team of people, not just you. There's no such thing as a solo entrepreneur. It's a team. Bring your team to the presentation. Together, you're better. If you're presenting a team and somebody else is presenting themselves, who do you think they're going to pick? People want a team. They want to know that you trusted and vetted these partners. And if you've trusted them, they know you, so your relationship is strong with them, but they're trusting through you. So you're putting intentionally together your team. So we teach you on that. So once you decide you want to be part of the magazine, then we teach you how to surround yourself. These are just people that you have know, like, and trust, and you've done business with. Let's just say maybe it's a realtor, and the realtor has a staging, has a carpet, has a roof person, has all these resources that they can use when they need to. Because when somebody needs it, it's a whole lot better going to somebody you know, like, and trust. So they're saying, hey, I've got this person if you need it. Hey, do you know somebody that does landscaping? Yes, I have somebody that I've used. They're good. They're reasonable. And they go through the and then they say, this is the person to call. These are the type of people that would be on your team. So we teach a 12-week high performance strategy, and we help you to build your team around your first magazine. Now, we do books too, but that's a different 12-week transformation. So the club, the monthly strategy to promote you, as I said before, I think I did if you go to KPI Club, but certainly connect with us. It's about relationships. And the more you connect with us, the more we can help you by going to pkane.me/connect. All righty. We're at the end, and let me give you a gift. This gift is our masterclass. It's 10 strategy, our ecosystem, as we call it. But this is assessments, podcast academy, podcasting, high performance coaching, magazine, collaborative magazine, growth day, ambassador, brand ambassador, live events, send out cards, which is helping to connect with people and keeping you top of mind, AI, which I want to give that to you. Yes. Here's the strategy session to book it before I get off of this one. AI. This is my partner, Jeff Bourgeois. So you want a free course on AI? You got to learn AI, because if you go through 2025 without a good understanding of how it can work in your business, you're never going to catch up. Never. It's going to move so fast, so quick. Don't be so busy that you forget to lean into AI. But you can go to pkane.me/AI and get the free course. Learn about it. And the more you learn, the more you earn. Okay, so we are down to the end. And let me see if I can give you, or if you're interested in social media amplification, that's number 10. You can go Krista O'Neill, and you can go there and book a time with her, learn more about what can social media do for your business. And if you want to amplify your social media, Krista will help you with that strategy. All righty. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me see here. I'm going to go back. People buy from people. People buy from people. This is our virtual summit, which we do this Friday. So anyway, and then here's the 3 pillars of success that we always talk about: leads, cash flow, and thriving communities. And if that's something you would like to know more, go to be a guest on our podcast. Take an assessment. That's our number 1 strategy. That way I can know a little bit about you, and I can ask you better questions. So thank you so much. Be bold, make a difference, and have fun. Be bold, make a difference, and have fun. Whew! I tell you, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Share this with somebody you know that wants to have a strategy that involves people buying from people, because